Yo, 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 yo. Welcome world to the Tony Romo episode of The Basement with my guys. Nick, what's happening?
What's up, man? Episode number 9. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, this should be a good one. With camp coming up. I just want y'all to know, since y'all said it early, I'm a Romo hater, but we could get into that another day.
Whoa.
Why? Why? Why?
We can get into that another day.
A Romo hater?
Yeah, I don't like Romo. Should we
That's
get on?
crazy.
All right. We'll breeze past that. We'll bring that back
We'll
up.
go to that another episode because
Bye week. That's the bye week conversation.
Yeah.
I know some things that I don't like Romo, but we get there soon.
Oh, he's a Gary guy?
Part of that. Not the best teammate.
He talking about T.O. You talking about Terrell, ain't you? You talking about Owens, ain't you? I know
Well, he tried to sabotage that too. But we can get into all that another day because
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what a blast for Nick to start the episode with that he hates Tony Romo. I guess we'll try to get back to regularly scheduled programming now. Welcome to episode 9. You got any hot takes to start the episode?
I think I'll save that for the end of the episode.
Oh, you got one too.
I don't as of now, but as we talk, we may, I'm due for one.
I don't hate no Cowboy besides like Witten. That's the only one I got smoked for.
You know,
I don't hate any Cowboys.
I wasn't really a big fan of Greg Hardy as a Cowboy. Kind of hated that guy.
For sure.
Yeah. No, I don't hate Witt, but Witt pissed me off by leaving the team, coming back and sabotaging our tight end room. But that's neither here nor there.
That's also a part of the Romo thing with me too, though, because Witten also sabotaged Martellus Bennett back in the day too.
Yeah. But Bennett, I don't think he was gonna work in Dallas either way.
Yeah, his personality wasn't gonna fit in the locker room with front office.
Shout out Tony Romo, man.
Shout out Tony Romo. We got how many CBS games we got this year?
Hopefully with him calling him.
Yeah, I know he called that joint. That first 49ers game, that was the best. But yeah, man, let's get into office. We got camp. What date? What's our start date?
Next Wednesday, I believe. Next Wednesday or next Thursday.
Wednesday. Okay, that's that. We'll say the 18th. So that's it says the 19th. So that's the 26th. Camp starts. 26th start camp. Nice. All right, man. So we're gonna start with the offensive breakdown, y'all. We already in here. I think we should just go through it. We already got the depth chart on the board for y'all. We're just gonna talk. We're just gonna talk about what this offense looks like. I think based on what we see, the biggest change has been, I guess, over the last 2 to 3 years, wide receiver. That seems like the most turnover. If you go to the team 2021 to the team now, how many guys do you still have on this team? 2. You got 2 guys still on this team from that year. So that room seems like it has the most turnover in it, as well as tight end. So we can just talk about pass catchers.
General.
Yeah, pass catchers in general, I would say. Just looking at the room right now. Going into camp, I guess we can start with the rumors too. The Denzel Mims thing. What does that kind of tell y'all about how they feel about who's in the room right now? Is there skepticism in the front office of what they have? Do they want to add more? Because if it's not Denzel Mims, it's going to be somebody. We just know the nature of the Cowboys. They say we want Jamal Adams, but they're going to bring in a Malik Hooker. They're going to bring in somebody, you know what I mean? Whether it's the guy we want or not, they're going to bring in somebody. So what do you guys think as far as pass catchers are concerned? Where we at?
Nick?
Yeah, I think, I don't know if it's an indictment on the room about bringing in Denzel Mims. I think Denzel Mims is really talented. I think he's had a really bad quarterback play over the past few years, but when he's targeted, he catches the ball and he gets a lot of yards when he does catch the ball. So I mean, I think over his career he's averaging like 15 yards a catch. So I mean, he don't get the ball much, but he's had pretty terrible QB play. I think I know who I think is going to make the roster. I mean, are we giving like our prediction of who the pass catchers will be right now?
I mean, let's just go through. We can kind of do this together. All
Yeah,
right, on the roster, Cooks,
yeah,
of
Cooks,
course.
of course.
Gallup, of
The big
course.
three, yeah, the big three.
So yeah, our stars, of course. Tolbert, duh. I mean, at this point, you just have to.
Do y'all?
Semi,
So
huh?
wait, before we go on, like talking about Mims, do you think they're not confident in Tolbert? Because I think they're confident in what Tolbert's able to do.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of hope for Tolbert. I just think like a move like Denzel Mims, it just is business as usual for the Cowboys. You always hear Stephen Jones talking about working year round to improve the roster.
Yeah,
And just doing your due diligence to make sure you do have the depth and you're turning over every stone to be the best team as possible. So
So,
that's the way I view that.
so you view him more as a camp body potentially than a actual player on the team.
Right. The camp body that possibly you could think about Denzel Mims as somebody that could actually make the roster and have an effect on the team through October, November, December.
yeah. I think the better word. I'll use the better word. So I think it's more hopeful in Toba right now than confidence. I mean, you can't have any confidence in a guy that has like 4 catches. You know what I mean? Like we hope, like you know what I mean. I'm sure in camp, Dennis Houston looks good. You know what I'm saying? So you can. I think I'm hopeful for him. I wouldn't say I'm confident in Toba yet. We gotta see him go out there and play. And then the guys you got behind him. I mean, Semi. We don't know. We hope one day he has a good game, and everybody else is just rookie, young guy. Cavante Turpin returner. So I mean, bringing in a Denzel Mims will do a lot for you just from an injury perspective. You're gonna take an injury at some point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think we all know that. And Denzel Mims makes you a lot more confident in taking that injury because if MG goes down, right? We just go with MG, the weakest of the top 3. You in rough shape, man. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I think adding another guy, whether it's Jarvis Landry, I've been saying that name, I like that name, or Denzel Mims, a different type of receiver. Just adding a hands catcher in there would be good for you.
Can I add one real quick?
Hell yeah.
T.Y. Hilton. I think that's possibly something that could get looked at down the line. I don't know about right away, but I think if they don't like what they see out of Tolbert and Simeon camp, I think Ty is also still one phone call away, and you got chemistry.
Right.
So
yeah, you know that old Chingy song?
which one?
One call away.
Yeah.
Ty for me, I wouldn't touch Ty until week 10. Like I would let him do what he did last year. Like he's injury emergency. I would just keep him on emergency. Like, I wouldn't even bring him to camp. Like just stay in shape, buddy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Just because you play with your options and you get to that point where it's that drastic, you do what you gotta do. Tight end, you got the guys. Is there any update on Shoemaker?
I don't think I guess ESPN has an update. I don't think he's actually hurt right now. I think it's just I think he was going through a little bit of a plantar, and I think from what I understand, he'll be fine.
Okay. And everyone else is solid there. I would say a guy that we haven't spoke one more time.
Well, I was about to say, I don't know about McEwen though, with his situation. I thought I heard something about him, but I don't know.
McKeon, I call it that's McKeon. I call him McKeon. I got Uncle Keon, man. So every time I've been calling that boy McKeon since we got. I'm like, oh, shout out McKeon, let's go. Shout out 84, man. But McEwen's he's there. He'll be on the bubble. As far as these pass catchers are concerned, I mean the buck begins and ends with CeeDee Lamb. I've heard some people say Brandon Cooks is our number 1 receiver. Are you crazy? I can see him getting those targets, but CeeDee Lamb's the guy. I think it starts and ends with CeeDee. If CeeDee goes down, good night. Good night.
I think it's just about over if we see a CeeDee Lamb injury.
Yeah. Unless you bring in the Denzel Mims, and then you got a chance because you need Brandon Cooks, and then that's where Denzel Mims is such a big value add. Is you have a guy that has the upside. We don't have many upside guys in that room. I mean, Jalen Brooks is the rookie, right?
Yeah, hasn't played much though.
Hasn't played much. Dontario Drummond, that's last year from Ole Miss, right?
Yeah, last year. He was last year, dude.
We
What
gotta
I
see.
understand, Jalen Brooks is like a Noah Brown, basically. He'll give you like one crazy catch every like 8 weeks, and then he's really there for special teams value.
Okay, can he block?
Yeah, from what I understand, yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, he won't see the field, but that's good that you can block. Michael, yeah. Tyron Johnson.
That name sounds familiar. Who's that?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. What you know about Tyron Johnson? You know anything about that kid?
I don't. What school did
Oh,
he
yes.
play?
Yes.
Fourth season?
He's played in Oakland. Yeah, he's a deep threat. Actually, I do know him. He's a deep threat.
Okay. Okay. I'll probably seen him play.
Yes, anytime he catches the ball, he going deep.
20 yards a catch, three touchdowns is nice.
Yeah. That was a couple of years ago, but he ain't really played much since.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That's an interesting. Yeah, he's cut guy. Jalen Moreno Cropper. Don't know much about that guy either.
That's who I think is a wide receiver 6.
Yeah, that's a good guy. That's a good player, right? That's probably your best undrafted guy.
Mm-hmm.
What school?
Fresno, I think.
Okay, I think I've seen the Fresno kid. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I watched his tape. Yeah, he wasn't bad. So I mean, wide receiver is wide receiver. It is what it is. We gotta hope we don't get no injuries, and if we add Mims here, this conversation would definitely change very quickly. What do you guys think about the next position group?
Tight end.
Tight end.
I wonder. So the reason I asked about McEwen was I feel like Hunter Lipke will take his role.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think they can move Lipke around and do more with Lipke, but do exactly what you get out of McEwen and get him in that H-back role, that regular fullback role. You can line up Lipke at tight end, but you'd also run the ball with Lipke in the goal line and short yardage. So,
right. I think Lipke was a targeted pick just because of where I think the league is going back to now. You see a lot of too high defenses, so I think the trend for the league now, instead of like outside zone, is like you saw during the McVay era. You're gonna see a lot more inside zone, a lot more duo, inside running scheme, and fullbacks are going to become more prevalent in NFL offenses. And so, just for that reason, I would predict like Hunter Lipke to make the roster over somebody like Sean McEwen, who's playing like a quasi fullback role last year.
yeah.
No, that's good word. That's good word. Yeah, Lipke's a guy. I mean, he's versatile, and I think from a value add standpoint, he gives you so much more positional flex than McEwen. McEwen's playing that as a spot. You know what I mean? Just because we don't have anybody else that can do it, you put him in there. You getting the guys can get some upside. He's in there for a reason, and he can run the ball. McEwen can't. So,
all right. Do y'all trust Peyton Hendershot?
Yeah,
you do.
He's a baller.
Yeah, I think like hearing Dak talk about McCarthy's effect on the offense and how he felt like just having to understand the receivers having an understanding of where to be, why to be there, and when they're going to be looked at. Just the timing aspect of it. Just hearing that and how he thought that contributed to picks, it makes me look at, and that's the only issue I had with Peyton Hendershot last year was like, yeah, you a good player, but like you dropped the ball and you turned the ball over. You know what I'm saying? Like, just that's a negative play. Like, you can do a lot of good stuff, and a play like that really put some stink on how we think of you. So if if he that up and he's playing faster, I think him and Ferguson will be upgrades over what we had last year.
I think that's a perfect. Basically why I'm asking, because I think the example, I don't know if this is exact what you was referring to, but Tennessee,
right?
Pitt, if when you watch it, it's in the moment you're like, how did he drop that? But then you look back on it, it kind of feels like he didn't know that ball was coming to him and that he was supposed to be in where, you know what I'm saying? And it got tipped, and I think it goes off to what you're saying. Everything we hear in all off season about about Shoddy and Mike is details. So yeah, I like that you said that.
We need him to win the isolation. You need him to be able to beat guys 1-on-1. I mean, he's the one that can do it. And if he can continue to be guys 101 and give us mismatches and be a fast, like you say, play super fast and catch the ball and make big plays, like that play against Jacksonville, we haven't seen the tight end make that play, period. I don't know. Have we seen one run that wheel up the sideline like that and make that catch? Like that's what we need. So if Hendershot can be that guy for us, big play down the field tight end, I mean, he's gonna have extreme value for us. We haven't had that in Dallas ever. Like I can't name a guy besides Blake Jarwin tried to do that.
Exactly. I was gonna ask, is that your expectation for his impact on the team, kind of where Blake Jarwin was right before he got hurt?
Yeah.
He needs to beat Blake Jarwin against the Giants every week.
I think Shoemaker can give you a little bit of that too, though, up the seams. I think Shoemaker's we haven't seen it, but you can see he kind of has the traits where he'd be able to do that in the seams and stuff like that. But as what's proven, we see that Hendershot could do that.
Yeah. Nah, and the one thing we have at tight end, we have 3 different guys, right, that can do essentially 3 different things. You got Jake, he's a bigger guy, he's your sure hand, he's your physical Jason Witten type of guy. You got Hendershot, he's your guy that's, you know, a seam killer. And then Shoemaker's that tweener where he can do, he's like kind of both of them combined. So the rotation of those guys, you're going to see a lot of ball distribution between them. They're all going to, you know, have different type of touches. And they're just going to give us a different look on offense every time with the different combinations that we have with them. So I'm excited for it. You see a lot of 21 personnel or 12. You'll see a lot of 12. You see a lot of 13. So that should be good.
We saw 14 last year at one point, didn't we?
Yeah, I was going to say that. See them play together a lot. They'll be on the field together a whole lot. I think more than what people expect. I really look at this offense as a 12 personnel offense now. As much as we want to 11 personnel offense, really, I only look at them like that on third downs. I think what's beneficial to Dak Prescott is going heavy and just letting him be a decision maker with the defense in a bind.
I got pushed back to that. I'd rather be an 11 personnel offense on first down than third down.
And I can see that.
Because from a philosophy standpoint, you're attacking. I don't like coming out there on 13 personnel, 14 personnel first down. That's the shit that makes us get behind the chains. Because if that play does not work, we're fucked. Now, if you come out there, if you're able to be on third down and 13 personnel, you know what I'm saying? You're good. You're in good shape because you're on third and short. You're running the 49ers offense. So I rather like how we play. If you look at like the Bucs game from 2 years ago, the first play of the game, they're empty from the goal line.
Yeah.
And Dak said, "Coop." You know what I mean? So that's just a mentality standpoint. So they came out empty, I'm like, empty the first play. Like that's a mentality thing. So for me, I hope the offense is more aggressive on early downs because then you take pressure off Dak. When you look at some of Dak's mistakes, a lot of times they're in critical situations. You know what I mean?
Third and long must have.
Because we're putting them in bad situations.
Yeah. So I don't want to be 11, 10 personnel team on first down. I want to be like, on third down. I want to be like that on first down. I want first down to be empty, aggressive, shotgun. You know what I mean? And then
I think the connotation you have with 12 and 13 personnel, I think it's attributed to the way we used to play with Jason Garrett and Kellen Moore. Those personnels are they put those out there to run the ball. And I don't think that's the case with McCarthy. I think if you look through Aaron Rodgers' tenure, they'll come out there heavy to get the defense and they're heavy set and put more linebackers on the field just to throw it on first down. You know, when I think about playing against McCarthy in the playoffs in 2016, that was the problem we used to have against those guys. Like, the outside run game, we put a hold on that. But really on first and second down, they would come out heavy and really throw the ball out the side door and really keep the offense on schedule that way. And I think just to be able to I think the problem with Kellen Moore is on first down, you're only a two-pronged type of offense. Either you're going to run the ball or we're going to play action and throw it deep. You have to attack all the 4 different levels of the field. And I think that's going to be more prevalent with Mike McCarthy, no matter what personnel win, whether it's 11, 12, 13, 21. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, I wanted to share this while we talk about that. I don't know if y'all can see it. We have Mike is actually known a lot for his early down passing. So
Right.
like you said, like it doesn't really matter too much. This is when he's play calling, and you brought up 2016 where he was first in the league in it. So I mean, I think you're right, hitting that right on the head. I think that's probably good, no matter what we in,
Yeah.
it's gonna help, that we got a guy that's willing to be aggressive and attack on first down.
Right.
Yeah. A lot more window dressing. I mean, that's what we come into is kind of like an espionage, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah.
showing something but having something else behind your back. So
Right.
like you said, I will agree. We've been trained by this team to believe what we see. But I think, like you said, hopefully with the new regime and Mike stepping in, and Shai, you know what I'm saying, having some input there, we get a lot more creativity out of the personnel packages that we have. And then that gives that also keys in on the type of versatility we have at these position groups with, like we said, 3 guys that can do 3 different things. So Hendershot on the field is like another wide receiver. So you come out there in 13 personnel, you're really in 12 because that guy can go down the field. We're not really looking at him as a blocker. So yeah, that's good word. That's good word. That's good word. While we're here, we have this conversation a decent amount, but with some, Ezekiel Elliott things, the media is trying to push. Is running back, is there going to be a change in the running back room at all? Do you guys think? Are we going to stay packed with what we got, or are we going to try to add something here soon?
If they add anything, it'll be Zeke. That's how I feel. But if not, I think it is status quo. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Barring,
I think. Oh, sorry. What was that?
Barring an injury, I think it's status quo.
I think they're gonna bring in a camp body that's not Zeke, but just to give some dudes less reps in the preseason. I don't think anybody that they signed from the outside right now will be anybody that's actually competing for a roster spot.
Right.
I saw Leonard Fournette worked out with New England. I'd have been interested in him, but for that's really all I would have looked at out. I don't really see a role for Leonard Fournette like that.
Yeah.
He's older, he's slow.
I'd rather bring Zeke.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of bringing in Zeke just off the fact that we giving him less money, and I think that's kind of disrespectful to him as a person. But I mean, he wants to be here. I'm sure he want to play with Dak. I'm sure. So,
I mean, for me, with that whole thing, it's business. And Zeke had a contract that we couldn't budge on, and nobody in the fan base wanted to pay him that. But I think if you bring back Zeke, hey, like roll the dice and let's keep pushing. I would. Is Kareem Hunt still out there? What's going on with that? Like,
he's wild.
cooked. Yeah, he's cooked.
Y'all think he's done? I mean, last year was a bad year, but he doesn't give you anything. He's not better than Ronald Jones.
Yeah, nah, he's cooked.
He's so slow now.
Jones.
God. Okay. All right. No Hunt. I mean, yeah, looking at this on paper, I like the room. I think TP's still going to probably be around the same low package that he had last year. Hopefully, like even with Zeke out the room, I think they're just going to replace that Zeke's workload with the other 3 guys. But all these guys are going to see reps. Did y'all so the Earl Spence and Bud Crawford fight coming up, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the all access for that last week?
I didn't.
Okay, so Earl was at Cowboys, was at the Star. And so they have like McCarthy's on there talking for like a quick second, Zeke, Mike, all of them. So Tony Pollard's there. So Earl and Tony are talking, and TP's like, if we had to play today, I'll be good to go. So to me, I'm like, that's good to hear. I mean, if he's like, we had to play him today, I'm playing. So looking at, we got about another month and a half, 2 months away. I'm more confident in the Tony thing. We knew he was healthy, but to hear that confidence on that platform, that's not anything driven by the NFL media. I think Tony's good to go. So running back, you just rock out with it.
I don't think the Tony injury was ever as serious as it's been made out to be by some people. I mean, from what it sounds like, the worst part of the injury was actually the high ankle sprain, not the break. So he didn't need surgery or anything. So I don't really worry about. I'm not really worried about TP. I think he's ready to rock out, and I think he's gonna have another big year.
Yeah, I know what I think is gonna happen.
What?
I think that TP is about to get DeMarco Murray. They about to hand him that rock, but they're gonna give him the ball 300 times, and he's gonna be done after this season, and they're gonna let him just play this year out on the franchise tag. That's what I think
hope
is.
they don't run him 300 times.
You said what?
I hope they don't run him 300 times.
I think that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna run him 300 times, and they're gonna let him go.
You're gonna get that money's worth.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's why I want him to get it, bro. I'm so happy he getting this money. Like I'm ecstatic. Like I understand we business people, but man, listen, TP getting 10 million is the greatest thing ever because that man he about to need it. Like you know what I mean. Running back is a tough position to play in this league. We don't know how many more chances he gonna get at it. So somebody need to pay him. And if Dallas gonna say, hey, we're gonna pay you 2 seasons in one, good.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. I'm excited to see Tony run. I don't think they're going to give him that many carries just because I hope we are starting to be more strategic of a team, which we are, and we start to play the positions of the field a lot better, where I can't see us needing to run the ball 300 times with one guy. Like, I hope we don't play football like that. You know what I mean? That means you are playing the chains so much. The Chiefs don't need to, no Chiefs runner is going to have 300 carries. They're just not going to ever get in a situation where they're going to run the ball that much. So I hope we're running the ball, but
talented enough, I think they would. Maybe not 300 carries, but 300 touches. I think they would. If they had a ball carrier that was good enough. Because Brian Westbrook used to crush 300 touches a year.
Yeah.
And that's all I think Andy Reid needs. If there's somebody that's worthy of those touches, he's gonna find a way to get him the ball.
But why hasn't he got one? He's been in KC for like ever.
They don't invest.
I think he just says it's not working no more.
Yeah, it probably isn't.
And so I hope we don't do it either. This is not 2014. Don't put the back of our offense when Tony Pollard's back. That's just disadvantage to him. It's a disadvantage to his offense. You got all these weapons, be creative. Put it on. It should be on Schottenheimer and McCarthy to make this offense run well and not on the back of 20.
I think with that, you kind of see change kind of shifting with the Cowboys. So they've made like 3 or 4 really good analytic hires. Like they're not really just kind of sitting on their ass and playing with their thumbs no more about like we're gonna win like we was playing with the dude on Al's jersey. They was thinking that that's how we gonna win games. Right. We don't have, you know what I'm saying? It ain't 1996 no more. And I think they starting to come to realize that, they had to swallow their pride and be like, we'll accept outside help from outside, from outside this building. And I think with these new analytic hires, I think we're going to see more, attention to detail with things within game planning and stuff like that. Because, when you look up these dudes' resumes and people they talked about, I mean, they hired one dude from the Rays, in the MLB. They've got like the cheapest payroll in the league, and they like one of the best MLB teams. So, they looking at dudes that have, very good, sports acumen, and that's something to look forward to, I think.
Yeah. What's that movie? That movie about the A's. You know what I'm talking about?
A Moneyball.
Moneyball, yeah. The Cowboys trying to be on some Moneyball shit. Yeah. I honestly looking at, I don't know if Zeke has a role on this team. I mean, if he does come back, short yardage is the only place I could think of. Short yardage in the spell, Tony, but we gotta have more than 2.9. Like we gotta have like 3.7 at least. 4.
This is the thing I think about with Zeke too. I feel like there's a clear delineation between Zeke before he got hurt last year, and he was a good running back before he got hurt last year. He was averaging about 4 yards a carry, and then after he got his knee hyperextended, it was clearly a different back. Yeah. And I think the reason to let Zeke go wasn't as much as when he's healthy. He's still a good player, but he's getting hurt more often now, and on plays that I feel like a younger Zeke, he wouldn't have got hurt because he played with a different pad level. So I think it's more of an age reason than an ability reason for Zeke.
Yeah. I want to take that one step further too. I think that the way that this team is constructed, you got to remember, it's a 53-man roster, but you only take 47 players every week. And I think the one thing that this coaching staff values is versatility. And if all Zeke can give you is short yardage, runs right now, They don't
Yeah.
see a spot for him on this team no more. You see all these offensive linemen, which we'll obviously get into in a second. You see them doing all their cross training. You got dudes lining up at left tackle, lining up at right tackle, lining up at center. You got tight ends lining them at fullback, lining up, as slot receiver. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on this team, except like your core guys that only play one position, are very much so playing multiple positions on the field right now.
And it's another thing that I just thought of too. Like Zeke really, he takes away from like the key elements of your team that really make your team what they are. Like the Cowboys are a big and fast and strong team. If you don't play with speed, you're detracting from what we're supposed to be doing here.
Yeah. And that's why they get guys like the Brandon Cooks, and I mean, we forgot like who he even was, but the Tyron Johnson, you take a flyer on him because he has speed.
Right.
A name I heard fly around, I don't know how much validity is there. Patterson, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Cordarrelle.
How would you guys feel about that addition?
Tony, Devontae Turpin will be on the bubble if so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a big Terp advocate, rightfully so, as he should. Put Cordell back there and get you some my boy with the dreads used to play for us back in the day. 17.
Dwayne Harris.
Yeah, Dwayne Harris. Give me some Dwayne Harris vibe and let's rock out.
For sure.
I think Cordell Patterson's the greatest kick returner of all time. So you put him on Cowboys, I mean, he still got
one.
He still got it.
He still got it.
He's still a good running back.
Yeah. And you can use him at receiver too. So he ain't a great receiver, he ain't a good one, but there's a role for him if you need it.
For sure.
Yeah, thumper. So I'm with it. Offensive line, man. We didn't hit offensive line so much. We can run through our guys real quick. LT, Tyron Sweet, Tyler Sweet, all the Tylers. Be honest, Badass Goo, Zach, Terrence. I mean, we cool there. So these second and third string, who's staying and who's going?
Oh man, let me see. I believe
I'm a
Walesko be here. I believe Walesko, Edoga, and Farniok. I think they'll all make the roster.
So that's 8.
No Richards?
Asim.
I think they protect them.
Yeah.
They could.
As they should. You want to keep those guards, those nice guards. You want to keep them because they got the most flex for you. Asim.
I think
we get tackle.
I think Richards can play all 5 positions. That's the thing that's going to help him. I think Farniak could too, but I would be watching TJ Bass to take over Farniak's spot. I think TJ Bass to play. I ain't gonna lie. And he's very good run blocker. Like, I think he's already like NFL ready as a run blocker. That's the thing. I don't think Farniak can run block well.
That's big time. Is he better than Asim at run blocking?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think Awesome is their future something. I don't know what he is, but he's and Walesko too. Walesko and Awesome are like the 2 dudes I think they want to make sure they keep no matter what.
So he's like a Maul. He's like that Joe Looney. Not Joe Looney. Yeah, Looney. He's not super well-rounded and how's his pass pro?
Who's that? Awesome.
TJ.
Oh, TJ, yeah.
So he's just all around got some skill sets that just need to be tapped into.
I think he got potential. I ain't gonna lie. I think he gonna be on the roster. I think
He gonna boogie down. All right. I mean, that's cool. From an offensive standpoint, I would say we have a top all healthy playing the way we need to. We got a top 7 to 8 offense. I would say in the league.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
I'll go further. I would say we're top 5. I think Cowboys offense is clearly a top 5 offense.
We saying all healthy. I say top 5.
Yeah, they're all healthy.
Single person healthy. Yeah.
We better than the Chargers?
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't have the offensive line that we have. If healthy, I don't think they have the offensive line. And they're good. Rashawn Slater, when healthy, all them dudes are good. And Zion Johnson, those guys are good. But
Yeah.
if Zach Martin is healthy and Tyron Smith is healthy, did y'all hear about the possibility of Terrence Steele's extension?
Yeah.
So they're talking about him being a Cowboy for life with this deal. Do y'all think that would be is that possibly a La'el Collins repeat of a contract?
No,
Nah.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's
no.
a good idea.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why, because I know this for a fact just by a couple people I've talked to about this. I know. So rookie year, I remember Terrence was getting his ass whooped, but something about him just felt like it was just right to me. Like he was just the right dude for that job. I've been saying it since his rookie year. That should have been the right tackle. Like I could bring up old stuff. I'll show you anything. But the difference between Lyle and what's his face? Terrence.
Yeah.
Terrence works his ass off.
Yeah.
Every time I hear something, that man is in the lab. That man is rehabbing. I got ultimate faith in Terrence. It feels like once Lyle got paid, he kind of just kicked his feet back and just started chilling. You bring fake wee-wees to the piss test and shit. I mean, come on, man. So
he could be all pro. I think he has that much. He has that much upside. He goes somewhere else, he's gonna be all pro. And we're gonna be like, how do we let that guy walk out of Dallas? So I'm with. That's a good sign. That's a good sign for me. If you resign Terrence Steele, I can't be mad. Just the growth, like you said, like how bad it was early to where it is now. Yeah, I don't think you let that go.
Look, I don't mean to sound fucked up, but I was so happy Dak wasn't be able to quarterback the rest of that year because if he ain't get hurt on that play, Terrence Steele would have got him hurt eventually. So.
Yeah. So, he was getting.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It was like
hilarious.
it was a quote unquote perfect year for Dak to get hurt, man, because Terrence would have got his ass worked, man.
He got concussed if it wasn't for the ankle. It was your ankle or it was a concussion, my boy. Pick your poison. Yeah, I mean the offense is solid, man. The offense side, we've been willing and dealing here for a while. It starts with 4. So let's get there. Let's go. We haven't even talked about quarterback, and this will end on quarterback. What's our confidence level in Dak Prescott this year?
10. There's nobody I would put more faith in than Dak Prescott. I look at him as one of those players. Like, I know he's coming. I don't even have to worry about him preparing. I don't have to worry about what he puts into it. Like, when people talk about football players, a lot of time we talk about what they are on the field and how they perform on the field. I look at it like, especially at the quarterback position, it is a full-time job. So it's more about the professional you are than it is the talent you are on the field. And everything I know about Dak Prescott says I could just trust him to make the most of the season at that position. So I'm a 10 for Dak Prescott.
Can I go higher than a 10? If that's allowed.
For sure.
He told y'all we win in the Super Bowl. That's all you gotta know. Like, that's the man. Like, all of this to me.
I've been probably the biggest Dak apologist in the world over the last couple of years. I didn't have to go to war about this, my man, for a bunch of times. I'm gonna go 8, right? 8, not in a bad way, in a way where I'm going to allow, like, I was 25 coming into 21. Like, after he broke the ankle, you couldn't tell me he wasn't going to go out there and win the MVP award. Then even last year, I'm like 85, like, yo, we're going to do it this year. I like the confidence. I like the room. I'm just ready to watch him play. Like, I'm not like this, like, that's the best quarterback in the league. I'm not there. I'm like, hey, we got some room to improve. We got to clean some stuff up. And I'm ready to see him take the jump he made in 2020. That's how I kind of feel that same way after 2019, how we finished 8-8. He threw for 4,900 yards, but there was something still missing. And in 2020, he came out through the first 4 games and led the league in passing. Was on pace for 7,000 yards. I think I'm kind of in that space now where in the back of my mind, I know where we're going. But I'm going to just say my confidence level right now is at 8 because I got to see how Brandon Cooks looks and how Michael Gallup looks and how we get the rest of these guys involved. So no Zeke. This is the first time we've seen this from Dak. I'm excited, but I'll stay at 8. I'll be humble. I'll be humble with it. We're gonna see it.
You'll come closer to where we are once the season is getting closer. You'll be where we are.
Yeah, I gotta see camp. Like, the thing is, I don't want to come in. You know who we hear every year at camp, right? The defense is whooping the offense.
Yeah.
Every year, it's been like that since like I don't know when the last time we jumped out of camp and like, yo, the offense is killing the defense. Even when we had like semi-bad defenses, they like the defense is whooping the offense.
Jason Garrett's the last time I heard that the offense whooped the defense's ass. Ever since the defense been getting off on them, even with Mike Nolan.
I ain't trying to hear that shit this year.
I'm not. You're right, and that's a great point. Like we should hear more from training camp. This offense has had more time to prepare with each other. You know, we've been hearing about, you know, how detail oriented they are. Like we should be able to see it in training camp.
Yeah. So if I start hearing that crap again, I'm gonna be like, come on, dog. Like I don't want to hear Dak do a pick today or 2 picks. I want to hear like Mike and them like shit. Like we need to work the defense out this year. We need to put pressure on them. Like, so my expectation for this offense, I'm extremely critical about them because that early season success always leads to after week 12 doom. It's been doomed for the last 2 years in a row. After week 12, it's been complete chaos for the last at least 2 years. You go back, dating back 3 to 4 years now, since 2018, since that Rams game after week 12, the offense has been doomed. Like, so I need to see them come out from jump and set the tone, set the tempo, set the tone. And I think the biggest catalyst to that is going to be Brandon Cooks. I think he's going to be your camp tone set. I think day one, he comes out there, makes some big plays. And if he comes out there, I think the rest of the team, you'll see them rally. I need to see MG participate in camp, all camp. Don't jump over no fence, bro.
Let me tell you though why I don't really worry though, no matter what's really going on with the offense in camp. It may sound like, you know, a little bit of, you know, caping for the offense or protecting them, but I'll tell you why. Where would y'all rank our defense in the league right now?
Number 2.
Number 2?
1.
So all right, I think we 2 or 3. Who do you think is potentially better than us if you got to say somebody's better than us?
It's only the 49ers to me.
Only the 49ers.
The 49ers?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there's a difference between who's the most talented defense.
Yeah.
Who's the best product on the field. I think we were more talented than the 49ers last year.
Yeah, me too.
They continually put out a better product on it. There's nobody that plays in more sync than the 49ers. The front 4, the linebackers, and the second, they all play like they're on a string.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most special defense I've seen since the Broncos.
It's the offense, dude. It's because the offense. The offense helps that defense be so great because the amount of pressure the 49ers put on you to me is ridiculous as a team. But like that, I'm not scared of they back in. They back in some like garbage, literally.
But that's why they're so good, I think, because they don't have that talent on the back end and they work.
Right. That I feel like the part of the equation is the coaching staff. Like that's another part of the equation you gotta put in hand. Not to say that they're defensive, not to say that D'Amico Ryans was better than Dan Quinn last year, but from top to bottom, the defensive backs coach, the linebackers coach, everything. Like the way that they communicate as a total unit. And really the thing that brings it all together and the reason that I still don't think we can play on that level is because they have a Fred Warner to quarterback their whole defense and we don't. There's a difference between, imagine if we had Sean Lee on this defense right now.
It'd be right.
There's a different kind of sync that they play in when you got that middle of the field guy that brings it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did y'all forget we added Stephon Gilmore?
No, I didn't.
And that a pass should not be completed. We ain't talking about defense. Why are we talking about defense right now? Y'all, this is the
that's what I'm saying. Hear me out though. So the reason I don't worry. So who's the one defense we struggled against every year?
49ers.
So would you say Philly's a top 5 defense?
No.
Okay, fair. Who's another top 5 defense to you that's in the NFC?
In the NFC.
Mm-hmm. Who's the next best defense in the NFC after San Francisco?
Yeah, it's just the Eagles.
Eagles. What do we do to their defense every year?
Hey, Dak soufflés.
We kick their ass, right? So
yeah.
If I'm gonna get mad about playing our defense, who's better than every other defense in the NFC, that's I can't get mad at it because they're gonna get better every week playing against that defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like once we get to the regular season, we ready to whoop Philly, we ready to whoop Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota. Falcons, Tampa. We put Tampa on the ass in the playoffs, and everybody was talking about, oh, they record this, they record that. They was talking about how good that defense was.
Right.
So I don't too much worry about what's going on in the whole practice with playing our defense, because I know what our defense does, and they dominate. You know what I'm saying?
And I definitely don't care if he throws picks, because that's the training camp is the time to throw picks. Even Tony Romo whooped their ass for a whole day, and he threw 2 picks. He just didn't throw them to the person you thought he would. He ain't throwing to Sean Lee, or he ain't throwing to Brandon Carr. So they're gonna try shit. They're gonna try things in training camp at the quarterback position.
Yeah,
but I don't want to see them unable to move the ball.
Yeah.
Move the ball and let's put the ball in the end zone.
Score.
Right. I feel like it's the same conversation we had with Dak last year. Like, through the season, as we were experiencing it, none of us, we weren't really bothered about Dak throwing picks, because still, when he's throwing picks, he's moving the ball and putting the damn ball in the end zone. So we're still the number 1 offense in the league when he's out there, even with the picks. So if you move the ball and you're doing what you're supposed to do through training camp, I don't have a problem. But like last year, they were shutting them down. So I don't want to hear that.
I'll name 2 other defenses we struggle in the same way that we struggle against the 49ers, right? Would we all agree that we struggle against the Cardinals defense?
The Cardinals?
Yeah.
Cardinals?
When they were still together, yeah. They had the components that gave us a problem.
The Saints.
Yeah, it's another good one. Then
we struggle against both of those defenses. I think similar ways that we struggle to the 49ers. I can't say that the 49ers defense is better than ours. I just think sometimes the way we play football against teams that play defense like that is a bad matchup. But there's other teams that give those defenses work, like straight work. And I'm just like, we could do that. Like, we can easily do that to them if we just kind of play a little bit more creative. Like, I don't know. I think if this year with Tony Pollard, the 49ers defense can't do shit with us. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, with TP as the running back, if TP would have stayed in that game, we would score at least 2 more touchdowns. That's just fact.
If the Cowboys are fully healthy versus the 49ers, I don't think there's anything they can do about Dak Prescott. But the problem is, I think Dak Prescott just went in there shorthanded in 2021 and in 2022. Like, there's only so much you can do against that team when you're shorthanded, when you're down Michael Gallup in 2021 and you're down a couple of your offensive line, and Tyron Smith's playing like he still got COVID. So, like, and then 2022, you're going in with your offensive line shuffled and you got 1 legitimate receiver. So I think it's a bad matchup as far as, when the 49ers come in and play an undermatched team, yeah, it could look bad. But if we come in there looking like we're supposed to roster-wise, I don't think there's nobody I'm not confident against.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
It goes to this right here, what I pulled up. This was our leading receivers last year. And, 577 from your second leading receiver ain't going to get it done.
The gap is like this times 1,000.
Yeah.
And 1 to 2. So
Brandon Cooks will help that. Hopefully, Michael Gallup will help that.
Denzel Mims might help that.
Hopefully.
Right. Yeah, I'm with it. All right, offense preview. We got camp coming up. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Episode 9.
Hold up. I want to add one more thing though.
Yeah.
Y'all got one bold prediction for the training camp offensive wise. Some sneaky, dude making the roster, not expected anything. Anybody getting cut, traded?
I won't say cut is traded, but Tyler Smith will arrive as that dude on the offensive line behind Zach Martin.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Dennis Houston gonna make the team. We've been on this for a minute. Every pick I see with that, Dennis Houston right there next to him. Dennis Houston game. I know he didn't play good week 1 last year, but shout out to new Malik Turner, Dennis Houston. Make the team, son.
All right,
hey, man. Shoot, I'll root for you.
I got Will Greer being quarterback too.
I just don't want him in the starting lineup. But if wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5, I'm all for
it. Did you hear what that man just said?
Yeah.
He said Will Greer quarterback too.
I got Will Greer quarterback too. I think he's gonna turn some heads. We talk about pictures with that. Guess who also been right next to him too? Will Greer. So
That's because they got
Man.
the same tattoo artist. Yo, Cooper Rush for the win, dog.
Nah.
Hey, I can't lie. That was a good one though. So they got the same tattoo artist. Sheesh.
No, man. Cooper Rush, dog. Cooper Rush done proved it. All right, look.
Cooper Rush,
Unless
Cooper
they
Rush.
bring in Cam Newton or something, Cooper Rush.
That man undefeated. Oh no, he got one loss.
Hey,
Yeah,
5-1.
Yeah, 5-1. He beat because he beat Minnesota 2 years ago, and then did the whole 5-1, 4 wins, 1 loss thing this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with Cooper Rush all the way, man. Just off the strength that we need a game. I trust Cooper Rush over Will Greer. Will Greer can go out there like Ben DiNucci did against Philly. I know it. I just know it. He gonna go out that joint like DiNucci and start doing dot flips and throwing the joint behind his head. Like, nah, I'm good.
When Ben DiNucci was lead blocking on a wide receiver reverse, I knew I was done.
Gucci.
Man.
Nah, that's sweet. Good stuff. Hey, fellas, episode 9. We about to be in double digits soon. Woo!
So,
See ya, man.
Peace.
Peace. Shit.